This is a Newcap News Update.
I'm Brian Lentz with a look at your local news. Logan Boulette's story has sparked a conversation surrounding the importance of organ donation. With this week marking National Organ Donation Week, a local double organ recipient is hoping the conversation will continue and save even more lives. Michaela Henschel reports.
Canadians are finding the light in the wake of the devastating Humboldt tragedy. Since the crash, organ donor sign-ups have surged.
Tragedy in Humboldt is just the perfect example. A young man decided he'd take a step forward long before he even knew that this could happen.
One donor can benefit up to 75 people and save 8 lives. But signing your donor card isn't the only step. 90% of Canadians say they are in favor of organ donation, but only about 20% declare their intent.
Most importantly, talk to your family about it. In the event that you do end up in the hospital at the end of your life, it will be your loved ones that will make that final decision for you.
It's because of that conversation Tim Johnson is here today. After living with diabetes for 27 years, Johnson became very ill and required both a kidney and a pancreas transplant.
Literally day to day, you live with the idea that is today the day I get the transplant, or is today the day that my family says goodbye.
After a near-death experience in 2013 and a 4-year wait, that call finally came.
I was actually on the dialysis machine at the hospital here for an hour and a half when I got the call, and it was surreal. Because I phoned my wife and she had not taken the kids to school, and I said, don't take them to school, come and get me. We're going to Edmonton.
After receiving his double transplant, Johnson was free of diabetes and no longer required kidney dialysis, which drastically changed his quality of life. But not everyone is so lucky. Many Canadians die while waiting for an organ, with over 1,600 being added to the wait list every year.
People, I don't think, quite understand how much of a difference it makes when I went from being, geez, I don't know if I'm going to see my kids grow up. I'm not sure if I'm going to see my kids graduate. I don't know if I'm going to walk my daughter down the aisle. Then all of a sudden that changes.
Michaela Henschel, Newcap News.
Well, as more people move and grow up in urban centers, fewer people see firsthand how their food is produced. We see in this week's edition of Retrospect how Egg Education Day at the Lloydminster exhibition has been showing local students where their food comes from for decades.
Border City students have been able to get up close and personal with agriculture for the past 3 years. And for children who have never been on a farm, it's all thanks to the Agricultural Education Day. Lloydminster Exhibition Association officials say part of their mandate is to promote agriculture in the community. So when they were putting the program together 4 years ago, they felt a good way to do that was to target local youth.
And 20 years later, the exhibition continues to bring grade 1 and 2 students from around the region face to face with agriculture.
They can't stop talking. They want to all tell you something at the same time, like what they've learned and what they can't wait to tell their parents when they get home. It's very exciting to see that excitement in the children.
Though a lot has changed in the decade Myrna Nielsen has been bringing her class to Egg Education Day, she says her students' enthusiasm has not.
Kids are kids. They still learn. They love to learn those things that they don't know, and they get excited about learning, especially when they're this age. The Ag Days for grade 1 and 2 are just the perfect age for them to learn this.
That's all for Retrospect.
This is Newcap Sports.
The Northwest Prairie Pirates have a great chance to improve on last year's standing in the SPBL and should succeed due to a variety of reasons. Maybe the most impactful coming from the hiring of a new coach. A coach that, as Lance Phillips explains, is turning the program into something Lloydminster can be proud of.
The 2018 Northwest Prairie Pirates are entering their second year under a new coaching regime led by Josh Herbach South. In 2017, the Pirates put together an 8-22 record, missing the Saskatchewan Premier Baseball League AAA playoffs. But it's somewhat understandable, given challenges the Regina native faced.
I enjoyed it thoroughly, but there was so much work to be put in because it's I'm getting used to the players are getting used to me. There's a style of baseball that I want them to play, and that's a style that we started to develop a month and a half, 2 months into the season.
He's responsible for all of our wins last year. He's brought that next level approach to baseball to us, and there's a lot of good baseball people in the community, but nobody has the time. So he's come in and he's dedicated himself to making young men better.
Before being hired to coach the Pirates, Herbach South pitched in NCAA Division I baseball, making stops in California, Colorado, and Oklahoma. It was exactly the resume Flash and the Pirates hoped to find when the search for a new coach began in 2016.
Everybody's quite impressed with the knowledge he brings, and it's not just the knowledge of the game, but it's his approach to hitting. He was a pitcher when he played, but he's extremely knowledgeable when it comes to hitting.
He's a hard coach, but he knows what he's doing, and I think he's good for the team, keeps us in line.
He's been helpful very much, and I just want to keep on going with him.
Anytime that I'm able to come out and help somebody get better at baseball, help the community with baseball, then that's precisely why I came here.
10 out of 10, you're done.
But on-field adjustments haven't been the only challenge for Herbach South. The community change between Lloydminster and Regina is substantial, and it takes time to adjust.
I did go to some small towns in university in Oklahoma, in Georgia. I spent some time there, so I am accustomed to it, but it's difficult to find activities, I will say, other than baseball, which makes me even more excited to do baseball.
Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports.